Good morning, Eastern Oregon, and welcome to this July 11th version of AM Live on EOA, your connection to Eastern Oregon, and we're also on Roku. Glad you're here with us this morning.
Yep.
How are you, man?
Second Monday.
Second Monday.
Yeah. It's like Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just grinding by, I tell you.
We only got 3 weeks.
I know.
A little less than 3 weeks.
Yeah. Till we do the mentioned several times the Shrine football game in Baker City on the 29th.
Yep.
Of July. Everything kind of
exciting.
runs downhill from there. Yeah, from here.
Yeah.
So.
And then after that, it's a big sigh.
Yeah.
Sunday. On the drive home from Baker on Sunday, it's like, it's done. I'm going to sleep for a week.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's bang out some sports.
All right. Hang on. I got to get to that graphic. Here we go.
So this morning's sports report is brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Big Red Rocking Chair on Elm, off Adams in LeGrand. Go check them out. The Daggett family does a lot for this community. Their showroom is absolutely beautiful. They have a lot of American-made home furnishings, and it's just a great place. Northwest Furniture and Mattress right here in LeGrand. Let's talk about the Oregon Lightning, the Union County Lightning, the 16U softball team, summer ball. Their season came to an end. They went 22-3. They won the Payette Championship this last weekend. And I'm just taking this right off of Facebook. Here's a few moments to mention. 3 championships this summer, 1 third place, an 11-game winning streak. The team batted .420, scored 246 runs, and allowed 80 runs while hitting 13 home runs this summer. So that's a pretty good season for our 16U travel softball team out of Union County. Real good season, actually. Let's see, what is today? Today is Tuesday, so it would have been Friday. I sat down with Bill Markham. He's a Nissa High School graduate who played in the 1976 Oregon East-West Shrine game. Here's a little clip of that interview.
Pretend like I sat one of this year's Shriners in front of you, right? One of the kids that's playing in this year's game. And I want you to let him know, like, let this kid know what he needs to take away from this game.
Wow. I guess I would say that just enjoy the experience. Winning the game isn't what it's all about. Playing hard, trying to win the game, of course you want to do that. I mean, you're competitive, you want to win. But I guess what I would say is there's so much going on, so much experience. These are, 25 guys you will meet for 2 weeks, and in some cases never get a chance to see them again.
Right.
But with social media, you can. And so, enjoy that experience. The guys that I played with were fabulous.
Yeah, so Bill Markham, he played in the 76 game, and he graduated from Nissa High School. And back then, Nissa and Vail, as everybody knows, there's a big rivalry there, and they lost to Vail, who went on to become the state champions that year, which is kind of cool, Also, we're gonna do the Shrine game for this year is gonna be what is it? July 29th. I keep wanting to say August, like it goes in my head because it's always been in August before.
Right, yeah, it's a week earlier.
They bumped it a week earlier because they wanted kids to be able to not have to have reported for school, especially the athletes. Football players usually have to report in early August or even July. So they moved it back a week. So we're going July 29th, 6 o'clock. The pregame festivities start, kickoff at 7. And, man, there's a lot of really good kids. 3 kids from LeGrand in the game, Jared Armstrong, Meyer Whitmore, and Noah McElmoyle, all offensive and defensive linemen. Noah's also a tight end. It should be great. We're taking last-second advertisers, and here's William, my play-by-play guy, telling you about that.
Hello there. My name is William McLaughlin, and I am the play-by-play announcer for this year's EO Live Sports broadcast of the Oregon East-West Shrine All-Star Football Game. This is my 3rd consecutive year doing this, and it is truly an honor. This game means a lot to me, not just because it showcases great athletes from around the state of Oregon, but also because I was once a patient of Shriners Hospital for Children. Shriners' motto is love to the rescue, and they truly mean that. The work they do for children is truly amazing, and it makes a difference. Trust me, I know from personal experience. If your business is interested in being a game day sponsor for this year's game on July 29th, reach out to EOA TV today. We offer multiple sponsorships, including game title sponsor, game sponsor, quarter sponsor, replay sponsor, and more. Consider being a sponsor today. Not only does it go to a great cause, but it's also a great way to promote your business throughout the region and on the only broadcast of the East-West Shrine All-Star Football Game.
Yep. Williams, the play-by-play, and he's also a Shrine kid, which is really cool.
Yeah, very
and the crazy
cool.
thing is we went a whole year before I even knew that.
Right.
I didn't even know that the first year.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Till
Well,
the
I
second
think he mentioned it during the game
year.
the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't know it
Right.
pre-game. Like,
Right.
we
Yeah.
didn't have
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
idea.
So it was like, yeah, crazy.
Yep. Oh, that's all I got. Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Go see them. Big Red Rocking Chair on Elm, off Adams in LeGrand.
All righty. Good. Let's take a look at the weather out there. Kind of pretty this morning. Boy, it was warm yesterday.
Cooled down last night.
Yeah,
though. It got
beautifully.
down into the 40s.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it when it cooled down. Though this is what
I can always tell when it cools down because it gets warmer in my house when the air conditioner's on.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I don't know why. Like, or at least it feels like it gets
feels
warmer.
like it?
Yeah, it's weird.
So I don't think it's warm today is what it was yesterday.
No.
But 82 and then down to 46 tonight. And then looks kind of close to the same
Wednesday and
next
Thursday.
couple of days. Yeah. So
As long as it ain't raining and it's sunny, I'm good.
that's right. Yeah, me too. So, well, good deal. Well, this morning we have Union County Commissioner Donna Beveridge is going to be with us here for a conversation about all things county right after this. All right, we're back with Union County Commissioner Donna Beveridge, one of three.
Yep.
And glad you're here with us this morning.
Good to be here. Thank
Yeah.
you.
How's it going?
It's going. It's summertime, so busy. Lots of things going on as usual. You'd think it would slow down, but
Right.
yeah.
Well, and we got through the 4th of July thing.
Yeah.
You were kind of knee deep in that.
Yeah, the city
Thunder
of,
at the Peak. Yeah.
yeah, City of Union Chamber puts that on, which
Yeah.
I'm the president of that. So
Yeah.
had a lot of good help this year. Union County Chamber stepped up. Of course, Dana from the golf course is always,
Yeah.
a big help. He was the one that kind of said, let's have it up here, which was a super good idea.
Yeah.
The City of Union, the fire department, City of Union Fire Department. I mean, lots of sponsors stepping up, including the college, which is where it used to be,
Yeah.
but they also donated this year to it. So, and many of the cities in Union County. So I thought it was one of our best ones. We added vendors downtown this year, and we had a DJ up top and playing music, Scott with the Union County Chamber, and you guys covered it on EO Live, which you've done before, but you were on site this year, which
First time.
Yeah.
Normally my family obligations take us away on the 4th of July,
Okay.
and so that was, and we, we had, because of our sponsorship, we had VIP tickets, which was kind of nice. There was a
Right.
meal for that, but anybody could have sat up where we
Yeah.
sat.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that was totally open, and we happened to sit right in front of the clubhouse.
Mhm.
And I mean, it was just a perfect, you could see right to the base of where the fireworks were going off. And
right.
it was just a beautiful, I don't know.
It was perfect weather that night. And then Community Connection with their bus came, and
Yes.
they shuttled people up to the top from down at Old West
Yeah.
on Main Street. And so that was nice. That shuttle bus was full all the time. We'll probably maybe have 2 next year if we can work it out with them. But yeah, search and rescue helps us with traffic control. Just a lot of people stepping up to help us celebrate our freedom. So
Yeah.
it was pretty awesome.
No, I thought it was a wonderful event. And there were no mosquitoes. There was a little bit
Good
of a
point.
breeze.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of a breeze. And so
Mhm.
that,
Yeah.
it was just, and it was warm. And I mean,
Mhm.
I think just right about the time that things kicked off, it was maybe sweater weather, just a little bit,
Right,
but it
yeah.
was, I felt like it was a beautiful day.
I thought the whole thing turned out really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
And even getting out of there, the traffic was not,
People were very respectful.
yeah.
They were letting other people, there's a lot of people walking, a lot
Yeah.
of people driving, and people were very respectful on the way out.
But the flow, I mean, we
It was
were
good.
able to get, I
Mhm.
mean, there was not very much of a snarl at all getting out. And,
Right. But there was a lot of cars, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
tells
So
me that a lot of Union County came over.
Right.
So thankful
yeah,
for that.
but just that's just testimony to the
our-
traffic being
yeah.
managed and stuff, getting out and stuff.
Yeah.
And so
Definitely.
yeah,
Mhm.
no, I thought it was a great event.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was fun to see all the kids out there.
Yeah.
They brought their lighted up balls,
Yeah.
and lighted up, spark, whatever,
Yeah.
just playing catch and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Or there was a cornhole tournament that the college put on too, and
Yeah.
the Baptist church fed all the people that were in the tournament.
Yeah.
And so that was successful. That was our first year to have that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that it was good. I think that'll grow every year, and as more people step up with ideas and we get more volunteers, it'll just get better and better.
Yeah. And for people might not know, you can kind of sit anywhere you want on the golf course. And so then every little mound from the clubhouse, there's a place. So you have the ability to kind of be in your own little family group, but you're with a big group, and
Right.
so it was very cool.
It was awesome.
Benny and I had the best mountain.
You did. You
Where
have
were
the
you
best-
guys at?
We were on one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all the way
the
up
van
top.
is
Way
up
up
on
on
the
the
way.
By
Yeah.
ourselves, yeah.
Okay.
With the rattlesnake.
I never did run into you. So with the rattlesnake,
I
there's
saw
no
you a couple
rattlesnakes
times,
up
but I
there.
was busy. There was a rattlesnake.
Was there?
Yeah, on the way
Okay.
up.
Really?
Yeah. It
Okay.
was right on the cart path.
I hadn't
Yeah.
heard that. Wow.
You hadn't heard there's rattlesnakes out at Buffalo Peak?
I heard that they were on the edge, but I didn't know of anybody ever actually seeing one yet.
There's a rattlesnake on
I
the
won't be up
the
on
cart
one
path.
too.
Well,
It's
it's
the
kind of like,
perfect time of year for them too.
yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
like what, it's kind of like what Kyle said. It's like, yeah, if your ball goes in the rough though,
Yeah,
Just-
and the
Just
Tulies,
leave it there.
Yeah.
I'll bet you there's hundreds of balls in the Tulies, especially
yeah.
in the heat, the hot part of the summer. You don't want to go out there.
No.
looking.
Yeah.
Right. No, I don't blame you, but yeah, that's kind of scary. It's not my favorite thing, rattlesnakes.
No.
So
Yeah. Well, what else is going on in Union County? Catch us up.
one of the next things I wanted to talk about was it's a 2023 Eastern Oregon Economic Summit, and it's put on by the Eastern Oregon Women's Coalition.
Okay.
They're based out of Umatilla County, and the last few years it's been held in Hermiston. And basically, they're bringing legislators from all over the state and people from all over the state that just want to learn about what's going on in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And so because it's the Eastern Oregon Economic Summit, this year they've moved it to Union County. And so it's going to be August 3rd and 4th. And I did send you some stuff that you guys could put on your page. And then the Union County Chamber has information on their page for people to sign up. And there's different tours you can go on. There's a dinner. I was going to kind of review that a little bit, if it's okay with you. Okay. So on Thursday, August 3rd, we're going to have several tours. One of them is going to be a housing tour, and they're from 8 to 4. And they're going to be looking at different housing that we have around here. I'm sure they'll go to the Veterans Village. They'll go to the new one on Cove Avenue. I'm not on that tour, so I have no idea what all they're going to be doing, but that's 8 hours. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interesting things going on. The water tour is the one I will be on, and we will be meeting at the college, and then we'll be going to Union to Buffalo Peak, talking about how Union reuses their wastewater on the golf course. And then we'll be going up Catherine Creek to view a fish passage project. And then heading to Cove, they have a hydro plant behind Cove. So we'll be looking at that. And then heading up Grand Ronde River. So we're going to be seeing lots of different projects. We'll go out into the valley, and we didn't get flooding this year, which I'm thankful for that for the farmers, but we'll be talking about where we have been getting flooding a lot more and that kind of thing. And so you will be able to, if you go online to the website or to you guys or to the chamber, you'll be able to pick a tour that you want to go on. There'll also be a forest management tour. And then there will be a dinner and a reception that first night. So you can click on there, and you'll have to pre-register for that. And then the next day we will have congressional delegations, and they will be talking to people. And we will also have updates from Washington, D.C. And then we'll have small groups that talk about the different things that we saw the day before. So it's a 2-day conference. We would love to have anybody here in Union County that would like to attend. And we're hoping to have a lot of people from out of the area because we really want to educate them on the issues around our area. So,
wow. Good.
Yeah. So I think that'll be good.
Excellent.
August 3rd and 4th.
August 3rd. So that's coming right up.
Sneaking up on us.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's in the middle of the week.
Yeah. Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, the legislature is done for this year.
Finally, right?
Finally, yeah. And it was, a lot went on, and a lot of interesting things. It's probably one that'll go down in history.
Yeah,
possibly.
Now, and part of that was the county did not get the funding that they wanted for the fairgrounds. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah. At the end, the capital construction and the Ways and Means. That kind of, because there were some other issues that were being fought to stop, it kind of hindered some of the other things that we were hoping would go through. So. Yeah,
and it wasn't just money for our fairgrounds. There were
right
there. Yeah, I mean there was some funding that they were seeking for to improve fairgrounds.
Right,
over the state. Is that right? I can't remember.
Right, and there was some funding that went through, but it wasn't necessarily for what we were talking about, where we were specifically needed it for our water and sewer project. Right. Yeah. some good things happened. A lot of good things happened, and but then a lot of things were hindered from happening. But sometimes you have to weigh that, right, to decide, what do you need to do. So I'll just mention a few good things that happened. Protecting parental rights by striking large portions of House Bill 2002 and in its entirety, and defending the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding gun owners by striking large portions of House Bill 2005 and Senate Bill 348. I understand that you probably don't know what all these, you would have to look them all up. I'm not going to go into all the details, but also exempting small farming, ranching, and timber families from Oregon estate taxes, and just a lot of things for rural areas that are going to be helpful. The meat processing, they worked on that to try to make that easier. It used to be if you shot an elk or hit an elk, and you could donate that meat, and take it to a food bank or something like that. But yet, if you had a damage tag on your haystack and you got a tag and you shot that elk, you couldn't donate that. You could donate that elk, but you couldn't donate that, that. Or if you had a beef, you couldn't donate it. But they've changed some of the laws to make that easier so that you can, donate meat to the food banks, and that kind of thing. So
there's a little more consistent.
Yeah, it made it a little bit more consistent and reasonable to be able to, help people and that kind of thing. So, like I said, there was a lot of things that didn't go through that we were hoping for. That I'm sure that this year will go down in history as far as all the different things. But we do appreciate all of our legislators and representatives and senators that worked for us. And sometimes it's not just what you get, but sometimes it's the things that you were able to stop. Right. Yeah.
Well, good.
So that's a good thing.
Well, and it was kind of a weird extended, session. And, I had kind of been following it, but after a while it became so chaotic to follow that I think it kind of fell off the radar, but they all got back together and passed the fiscal stuff anyhow that they needed to.
Right.
So,
yeah. And so, now we're going to be sneaking into election time again. How does that happen? It feels like we just got out of election time, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, are any of you or any of the commissioners, their term up or need to be?
Well, not this year, but my term's up at the end of next year.
Okay.
So I'm on my 7th year. Union County did vote in an 8-year term limit. So my 8 years will be up at the end of next year.
Oh, wow.
2024. That snuck up on us.
Okay.
I won't be rerunning because I'm not going to go against what my voters said they wanted, which I will work as hard as I can until the end of that 8th year.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I'm hoping some people step up that really want to serve the community and, represent who we are and what we believe in here. So, yeah. So,
well, wow.
How did 8 years go by?
I know.
7. So 7 so far, but time flies.
Yeah,
for sure.
So what else is on the top of the pile?
Well, let's see. We've talked about it before, but we're doing the water planning that we started 7 years ago, and we did just get some. The legislature gave out $1 million for the 4 planning groups that started that. So Union County, for the Upper Grand Ronde Basin, will get about $250,000 to continue our work, which is doing all the things on our priority, starting to work on our priority list that we came together and made as a local group, along with the state and federal agencies. And so you'll be able to go on our website, on the Union County website, and you'll be able to pull that up and see what our priorities are. And we have hired Anderson and Perry to help us facilitate that. So we just got that signed in the last week or two, which is very important. There's a couple of things we're concerned about in Union County. There's a FEMA map that's trying to be put together at the federal level. that we're not happy with. We're not happy with the language and that kind of thing. So there's many things right now that we're working on to try to that aren't good, that we're trying to, you know, maybe stop.
Yeah,
or have them reworked to be
right. Because my observance is what happens is at the state level or at the federal level, they'll pass or they'll have, you know what, we should do this to protect waterways. You know, we need to have a
kind of a one size fits all,
right.
like not looking into what the harm it could do. Right.
Yeah. And right.
I'm not saying that their heart's not right. Maybe, you know, I want to protect our environment and our water too.
Right. But they might, it seems like there was one not too long ago, and I'm not sure where that is. And it's like, yeah, we need a 500-foot border around all of the waterways or whatever the case might be, not really understanding that you know, waterways run through livestock area or through farmers' property or through right.
Let's look at Union County.
Yeah, right.
Before we moved
so how
here.
would how would you even manage something like that? You know,
there wouldn't be a Union County anymore.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And so those big broad strokes are passed, and it's kind of up to us to be able to say, or up to you guys or whomever our community to say, well, good idea, but it needs to be adjusted for, I mean, it's not practical for us.
Yeah. And it's important that we manage things.
Yeah.
But we can do that, and we can manage well. And we learn over the years things that maybe we've done in the past that, you know, we could have done better. Yeah. And it's like forest management, how much better it is than it was, you know, 50 years ago. Right. Water management, that kind of thing. So we're not saying we don't want to take care of everything, but let's look at, let's don't do a broad sweeping plan that's going to hurt, you know, an area, and let's don't do that 500 feet thing, you know. Yeah. And so I think we can work together, right? But that's one of the things that we're working on at the federal level now too. And then at the state level, the wildfire maps, you know, that's another issue that we're wanting to talk about, to make sure that we don't put the wrong people in a high risk area. And, you know, when maybe it's not a high risk area and then their insurance goes way up, or, you know, we want to make sure that we're the people on the ground, the local people, our Oregon Department of Forestry, our local people have a say in all those laws, and, you know, put some common sense into those laws. And I'm hoping, because I always try to have hope, that we will start having that dialogue and people will be listening to each other, and we can get some good maps put together, and, you know, those things. So I'm not saying that we should shut everything down. I'm saying let's make sure we do it right.
Yeah. Make sure that it has common sense to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then, you know, budget time, we just all finished our budgets. So Union County just, you know, approved our budget. And so that's kind of a big relief for everybody, all the cities in Union County and that kind of thing. Which is always nice. So now we can start working again. PILT, which is payment in lieu of taxes. That's where the federal land that you have in your county, which we have over 50% in Union County, that's where the federal government pays us in lieu of the taxes that we would have gotten from timber harvest and that kind of thing. And we did just get a payment on that, which we were thankful for. Senator Wyden is actually the one that really started that up and helps us with that every year. He was one of the originators of that, but it's in lieu of those taxes that we used to get from timber sales. So
good.
We were fortunate, because that's a huge part of a county's budget.
Right.
So
and helps.
And we usually always are making sure, you know, really looking ahead to make sure that we fight for that again. So basically it's a small amount that is paid by the federal government in taxes in lieu of us being able to get taxes from being able to use the forests.
Got it. All right. And Cliff Bentz was here with us not too long ago. Okay, and one of the things he was talking about was, you know, unloading the forests from, you know, the I don't know, scrap is the best term. I mean, yeah,
Right.
you know, I mean, a lot of our federal forests are just, they're loaded. I mean, our
Right.
burn seasons are
Right.
bad because they're not really being taken care of.
Right. I mean, yeah, manage our forests,
Right.
watch them burn. I mean, I understand that fire does have a place, but watching merchantable timber just burn for the
Right.
sake of burning, in my eyes, is not the right way to handle that.
Yeah.
I believe that it can be managed and handled to where, you know, we can protect our timber industry, make our housing affordable. We talk about housing all the time, and, you know, how we have a shortage of housing and how expensive it is. But if we could take care of our forests, instead of having to import a lot of that, I believe that that could, you know, help with our housing issue too.
Yeah.
And I just believe that we were put here to manage what we have.
Right.
BC, the
Yeah.
word you were looking for is slash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Slash.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Scrap.
Slash piles on the ground and that kind of thing.
Slash is
We
like
do
all
have-
that crap that's
Right.
hanging off of trees and on
Yeah.
the ground in the forest.
And
Well, and
we do have companies. We have a couple companies in Union County that they actually go out and they will clean up that slash and they will recycle it
yeah.
and that kind of thing. So, I mean, that's just another case of us managing better than we used to do it.
Well,
You know.
private landowners need to do that as well.
Well,
Uh-huh.
and
it's
you
part
can-
of their responsibility as,
Absolutely.
as
Well,
a
and-
landowner is taking care of your land and cleaning
Yeah.
up your slash. And it's-
Yeah.
Well, and you, when you go to a landowner who does that, I mean, you'll buy it. I mean,
It's
they've cut-
amazing.
it really is.
Yeah.
If
They,
you,
I mean, they
if you
cut the trees
drive-
up,
yeah.
you know, so the limbs are not hanging down, and then the forest is clear. You know?
If you go from Sumter to John Day,
yeah,
it's the most beautiful forest I've ever seen.
Huh.
It's well managed and it's green underneath.
Yeah.
And the trees are spaced nicely.
yeah,
And they're beautiful trees. I mean, it's one of the prettiest forests I've ever seen.
yeah. Well, and my understanding is even if a forest fire came through there,
Yeah. there
most
wouldn't-
there's not much to burn,
right.
and so most of those trees would be preserved.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah. So there would be minimal fire. And, you know, fire can, in some cases, can do some good. But in a situation where you've managed it,
yeah,
it could do good without actually harming, because a lot of those trees in a really hot forest fire, you only have about a year to salvage those.
yeah,
And a lot of times, by the time you get through all the red tape in order to be able to salvage them, it's too late.
yeah.
And the trees are too far along,
Wow.
you know, and so they're just wasted. And then they become fuel for a
the-
next fire.
right.
So a lot of it, there's a lot to do with the forest that we need to be working on too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, anything else, Donna, that you can think of that you want to mention?
Not
Okay.
off the top of my head
Okay.
right now. I mean, there's lots going on. I have probably 8 more meetings this week, but Sam Dudley with Congressman Bence's office, he's actually coming. I've never met him before, but he'll be at my office this morning. So I have a meeting with him to talk about some of the federal issues and some of the priorities and things that Union County has. So
Good.
that's really nice when they actually come and talk with us and, you know, meet with the local officials. That's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I've known Cliff for a little bit, and he's just a regular person,
Oh, yeah.
and that's what's
Absolutely.
really nice. I mean, he
Mhm.
listens.
It's nice when people step up out of their comfort zone.
Yeah,
And because, you know, they could just be doing a normal life,
right.
right? Instead of going to Washington, D.C. or spending a lot of time in Salem. So I appreciate it when people step up and are willing to, you know, go and work on our issues that we care about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Donna, thanks so much for
Thank
being
you.
here with us today.
Thanks, Cliff.
And yeah,
Thank you.
and every month we have one of the county commissioners. We try and schedule them and come and share. Donna is one of 3.
Yep.
And I remember when I first thought about it, it's like, there's only 3. How do you?
Mhm.
I mean, you know, just
Most counties have 3. There's a couple of counties in in Oregon that have 5, like Multnomah County.
Right.
You know, some of the bigger ones,
Right.
but most of us have 3 commissioners.
well, and it's a full-time job. You know, I
Mhm.
mean,
Yep.
and so then I mean, the more commissioners you have, the more payroll, the more everything that,
Right.
yeah.
And then each one of us are on about 12 boards of directors,
Right.
because we're each liaisons to different things, because there's no way you could be a liaison to everything and do it well.
Right.
And even with 12 boards, that's plenty to be covering.
Right.
But yeah, so there's a lot going on in a county that before I became a commissioner, I didn't even know about. Right. So I've learned a lot in the last 7
well,
and a half years.
Thank you so much for what you do.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
yeah, we appreciate. I mean, I say this all the time. I'm really appreciative of all of you guys. You guys just and it's just such a great blend. I mean, you all have. I was just talking to somebody the other day that's out of the area and telling them about each one of you, and that blend just makes you able to cover the bases, the topics of the county in a cool way. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All righty. Well, we'll be right back after this. All right, we're back. Always good to have Donna, or one of the commissioners, with us today. So
Todd says it's called for sustainability. Yes, that's exactly what.
Yeah.
100%. You think it would have been insensitive when she was talking about the housing tour if I would have thrown in a Max Square comment?
I don't know.
Probably.
I'm surprised. Yeah, probably so.
It ran through my head.
Did it?
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I'm
it's an 8-hour tour.
Most of the time, there's not much of a buffer between your head and your mouth.
No, except for when I'm like paying attention and trying to operate the keyboard at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I waited till now.
All right. You want to get us out of here?
Let's get us out of here. There's just a few on this day. On this day, July 11th, 1798, the U.S. Marine Corps was established by an act of Congress. 1955 on this day, and all this might cause a little stir. Congress authorizes all U.S. currency to say what?
In God we trust.
Yeah.
1955
on this day.
Interesting.
1960 on this day, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee is first published by J.B. Lippincott and Company. And then there wasn't a lot, so I just jumped all the way to last year on this day. A study, and I don't know who did the study, but it suggested that dogs can see with their noses. The first documentation of a direct connection between the olfactory bulb and the occipital lobe in any species, and it was proven.
Huh.
So
they can see with their nose.
Yeah, like a direct connection between
wow.
their eyes and their nose.
Wow.
That's crazy, huh? Number one song on this day in 1983. What do you think it is, BC? Don't look at the picture.
83.
Yeah.
No, I have no idea.
Every Breath You Take by the Police. Good song.
Yeah.
Quote of the day. There it is. If your dreams do not scare you, they're not big enough. One more time. If your dreams do not scare you, they're not big enough. That's it. That's all we got.
All righty.
Whoa, wrong button. Whoa, Benny's been doing.
No, I know. Yeah, we've been.
I haven't been having to do it for a while.
Yeah, we've been spoiled. Yeah, so yeah, Benny is on vacation. I think the first one that he's taken in. Well, other than going to school.
Dude's hiking in Alaska and he doesn't have bear spray. That was the first thing I asked him. Do you got bear spray? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a really good story for the morning show. Our Benny got eaten by a freaking grizzly. It's not going to be like dude fighting a little Oregon bear up here on the hill if you come across a grizzly.
Yeah.
No.
You know, one thing I didn't know this until recently, but they, because I was watching a wildlife photographer, and there were two grizzlies that were fighting.
I've seen that video.
I mean, and they're not. I don't know how
videographer sucks.
I don't know how far they were zoomed in, but he said, well, yeah, I've got the flares. So I guess they use like the flares that. I mean, so rather
flare gun.
Yeah. And it's the combination of the sound and the light that will cause them to...
I saw that video. Those bears were going at it.
Yeah.
It's like the most what did it say? Like it's the best grizzly fight ever caught on camera. It was crazy. Yeah. And they kept going for a long time too.
They did. Yeah.
And I said the videographer sucked, but I wouldn't have done any better in that situation, I don't think. Yeah. Like, because he was like all over the place, you know what I mean? And he's talking like, shut up, let us watch the...
Well, the other thing that was really interesting about that was the grizzly bear loser. He had his head down. So the loser does not leave. It's the winner that, the loser kind of took this submissive position, and finally the winner wanders off.
It was a heck of a video.
It really was. Anyhow. Yep. All right. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it.
On Thursday with who?
Yep.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, we're still trying to confirm that. So, all right. See you soon.